Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Okay. Wow. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you again, again, again. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's review the words we have learned last year. No, last day. Last day. First one, confine. 约束，规则，约束，confine, confine, 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 confine,
confine,
yeah, confine, confine, conceive 这个记不住，现在也记不住，conceive,
conceive,
imagine, can imagine, conceive 记不住，convince 啊，convince 这个能记住，这个是正名，convince,
convince,
convince, conceive, convince, OK, char 这个能记住。Charles,
chores,
devastate, sabotage, 这个也能记住。devastate,
devastated,
啊，注音在前面吗？
devastate,
啊，在注音在前面。devastate, devastate, devastate, sabotage, sabotage,
sabotage,
sabotage, a, sabotage, 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 sabotage. Okay, let's continue to read today's work. Such was the nature of the wealth and power. Such was the nature of the wealth and power represented by those 7 men who gathered in secret that night and traveled in the luxury of Senator Aldrich's private car. Destination: Gili Island. As the train neared its destination of Raleigh, North Carolina, North Carolina, the next afternoon, it showed that then stopped in the switching yard just outside the station terminal. Quickly, the crew threw a switch, and the engine nudged the last car onto a side where, just as quick, it was uncoupled and left behind. When passengers stepped onto the platform at the terminal a few moments later, their train appeared exactly as it had been when they boarded. They could not know that their traveling companions for the night, at that very instant, were joining still another train which, within the hour, would depart southbound once again. The elite group of financiers were embarked on a 7-mile journey that led them to Atlanta, then to Savannah, and finally to the small town of Brunswick, Georgia. At first, it seemed that Brunswick was an unlikely destination located on the Atlantic seaboard. It was primarily a fishing village, with a small but lively port for cotton and lumber. Lumber 是一个什么植物 ？Lumber 木材
lumber,
，lumber。OK， 可以记一下哈，木材。lumber. It had a population for only a few thousand people, but by that time the sea island that sheltered the coast from South Carolina to Florida already had become popular as winter resorts for the very wealthy. Resorts 啥意思 As winter resorts for the very oh. One such island just off the coast of Brunswick, New Jersey. Google Map. Browse. Washington D.C. Philadelphia, New York. Okay, this place, right? Florida. Sorry, I don't familiar with USA. Okay, just by J.P. Morgan, several of his business associates, and it was here that the name in the fall and the winter to hunt ducks and deer, and to escape the rigors of cold weather in the north. It was called Jelly Island. The Aldrich car was uncapped onto a siding at the small Brunswick station. It was indeed conspicuous
conspicuous,
conspicuous, outstanding, conspicuous, or travel quickly to the office and of the town's weekly newspaper. Quickly to the office of the town's weekly newspaper, while the group was waiting to be transferred to the dock. Several people from the paper approached it and began asking questions. Approach 这个单词真的是记不住吗？遇到好多次了，这是记不住吗？approach 行动方法。
approach,
Several people from the paper approached and began asking questions. Who were Mr. Aldrich's guests? Why were they here? Was there anything special happening? Mr. Davison, who was one of the owners of JEKYLL and who was well known to the local paper, told them that these were merely present friends, and they had come for the simple measurement of duck hunting. Satisfied that there was no real news in the event, the reporters returned to the office. Even after arrival at the remote island lodge, the secrets continued. For 9 days, the rule of first names only remained in effect. Full-time caretakers and servants had been given vacation, and an entire new carefully screened staff was brought in for the occasion. This was done to make absolutely sure that none of the servants might recognize by the sight of the identities of these guests. It is difficult to imagine any event in history, including the preparation for war, that was shelled from public view, with greater mystery and secrecy. The purpose of this meeting on Jelly Island was not to hunt ducks. Simply stated, it was to come to an agreement on the structure and operation of a banking cartel.
cartel,
Cartel. Cartel.
cartel,
Okay, cartel. Bank cartel. Okay. The purpose of this meeting on JEKYLL was not to hunt ducks. Simply stated, it was to come to an agreement on the structure and operation of a banking cartel. The goal of the cartel, as is true with all of them, was to maximum profits by minimizing competition between members, to make it difficult for new competitors to the entire field, and to utilize the police power of government to enforce the cartel agreement. In more specific terms, the purpose and indeed the actual outcome of this meeting was to create the blueprint for Federal Reserve systems. Federal Reserve systems. Okay. Competitors. Competition. Competition. Competition.
Competition.
Competition. Teeter. Teeter. Competitor.
Competitor.
Oh. Competitor. 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 Competitor.
Competitor.
Competitor. Competitor. Competitor. Competition.
Competition.
Competition. Competition. Competition.
Competition.
Competition. Okay. Competition. Competition. Competitor. Competitor. Competition. Competitor. Okay. The story is confirmed. For many years after the event, educators, commentators, and historians denied that the Jersey Island meeting ever took place. Even now, the accepted view is that the meeting was relatively unimportant and only paranoid unsophists would try to make anything out of it. 啥意思呢？就是偏执
Paranoid unsophisticates.
paranoid 偏执狂 paranoid 这是咱们是不是学过这些 paranoid 没有没记这个词 unsophisticated
Sophisticates. Sophisticate.
sophisticated 记不住 try to make anything out of it Ron Coronel writes the JEKYLL Island meeting would be the fountain of a thousand conspiracy theories. Conspiracy. Conspiracy.
Conspiracy theories.
OK，哇，这个得记住。To remember this because there are lots conspiracy became true. Lots conspiracy come true.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Lots of conspiracy come true. Okay. Little by little, however, the story has been pierced together in amazing detail, and it has come directly and indirectly from those who actually were there. Furthermore, if what they say about their own purpose and actions constitute a classic conspiracy, then there is little meaning to the word. Constitute.
Constitute.
con, con, const, const, constitute, constitute, constitute,
constitute,
constitute. Okay, choose this. Constitute, 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 conspiracy, conspiracy, constitute. Okay, 组成构成。A classic conspiracy. Constitute a classic conspiracy. Constitute a classic conspiracy. Okay. The first leak regarding this meeting found its way into print in 1916. It appeared in Leslie's Weekly and was written by a young financial reporter by the name of D.C. Forbes, who later founded Forbes magazine. The article was primarily in praise of Paul Womberg, and it is likely that Womberg let the story out during conversations with the writer. At any rate, the opening paragraph contained a dramatic but highly accurate summary of both the nature and the purpose of the meeting. At any rate, 从各方面角度来讲 the opening paragraph 无论如何 at any rate 无论如何从什么机遇角度 at any rate wow any rate, the opening paragraph contained a dramatic but highly accurate summary. 高度准确的 highly accurate of both nature and purpose of the meeting. Nature. Accurate.
accurate,
Sorry, 终于在前面。cat. Accurate. At any rate, the written program contains a dramatic but highly accurate summary of both of nature and the purpose of the meeting. Okay. Picture part of the nation's greatest bankers stealing out of New York on a private railroad car under cover of darkness. Hundreds miles of south embarking on mysterious launch, sneaking on an island deserted by all but a few servants living there a full week under such rigid secrecy that the names of not one of them was mentioned unless the servants learned the identity and disclosed to the world the strangest, most secret expedition in the history of American finance. I am not romancing. I'm giving to the world for the first time the real story of how the famous Ardrich currency report and foundation of our currency system was written. Okay. In 1913, In 1930, Paul Womber wrote a massive book, 1,750 pages in all, entitled The Federal Reserve System, its original and growth. In this tome, it described the meeting and its purpose, but did not mention either location or names of those who attended. But he did say the results of the conference were entirely confidential. Even the fact there had been a meeting was not permitted to become public. Then, in a footnote, he added, though 18 years have since gone by, I do not feel free to give a description of this most interesting conference, concerning which Senator Aldrich pledged all participants to secrecy. Pledged 这个好像是背书，不是这个词的记一下。Pledge 承诺保证啊 ，pledge
Pledge.
啊 pledge 承诺保证，这个记一下。这个词是一个大词 pledge。Aldrich pledged all participants to secrecy. Secrecy.
Secrecy.
Okay, secrecy. An interesting insight to Paul Worm's attendance at the Jersey Island meeting came 34 years later, in a book written by his son, James. James had been appointed by FDR as director of the budget, and during World War II as head of the Office of War Information. In his book, he described how his father, who didn't know one end of a gun from the other, borrowed a shotgun from a friend and carried it with him to the train and disguised himself as a dog hunter.
Disguise.
Disguise. Oh, disguise. The disguise. 伪装，这个是承诺，这个是伪装。Disguise. 来 disguise. Okay, disguise. Disguise himself as a dog hunter. Okay, this part of the story was corroborated in the office biography of Senator Aldrich, written by Nancy writer Stephenson.
Corroborated. Corroborate.
天哪，这好多这个词，这类词你得记一下。Corroborate. Corroborate. 这应该是不是吧 ？Six men went out to shoot ducks. That is to say, they told the world that was their purpose. Mr. Womber, who was the number, gives an amusing account of his feelings when he boarded a private car in Jersey City, bringing with him all the accoutrements of duck shooter. The joke was in the fact that he had never shot a dog in his life and had no intention of shooting any. The duck shoot was a plan. Stevenson continues with a description of the encounter 参加者是吗 encounter
encounter,
encounter 遭遇 encounter at the bridge station. Stevenson continues with the destination of the encounter. 相遇 encounter 相遇 Description of the encounter 相遇这是什么遇到 of the encounter the destination of the encounter. Okay. It tells us that shortly after they arrived, the station master walked into the private car and shocked them by his apparent knowledge of the identities of everyone on board. To make matters even worse, he said that a group of reporters were waiting outside. Davidson took charge. "Come outside, old man," he said, "and I will tell you a story. No one claims to know what story was told standing on the railroad test that morning." But a few moments later, Davidson returned with a broad smile on his face. "It's all right," he said reservedly. "They won't give us away." He said
reassuring,
assuring,
assuring,
assuring, sure, assure,
assure,
天，对，assure, assure, yes, assure, in, assure, reassuring, reassuring, reassuring，天哪，这什么意思？安慰的，安慰的，保证的，令人放心的。Give us away. Okay, give us away 不会抛弃我们，就是不会出卖我们。Give us away, give us away. No one give us away. Okay, Stephen continues. The rest is silence. The reporters dispersed, and the secret of the strange journey was not divulged. The view 被透露
divulge,
divulge. Okay, divulge. No one asked him how he managed it, and he did not volunteer the information. Okay. In the February 9, 1935 issue of the Saturday Evening Post, an article appeared written by Frank Vanderlip. In it, he said, despite my views about the value of society of greater publicity for the affairs of corporations, there was an occupation near the close of 1910 when I was a secretive, indeed as furtive as any conspirator conspirator, do not feel it is any exact aggregation, 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 aggregation.
exaggeration,
Exaggeration. Exaggeration. To speak, it is any exaggeration to speak of our secret expedition.
expedition,
Expedition, expedition. Secret expedition to Jelly Island as the occasion of the actual conception of 目的 conception 这个词还是记不住。I do not feel it is any exaggeration. 夸张的说 to speak of our secret expedition to an secret expedition. 秘密考察 as the occasion of the actual conception. Actual 实际构想conception 脑子里边想的构想。The actual conception of what eventually became the film. 最终实现了。I don't feel it's any exaggeration to speak of our secret expedition to Jelly Island as the occasion of actual conception of what eventually became Federal Reserve。不夸张地说 I don't feel it is any exaggeration to speak of our secret expedition to JEKYLL Island as the occasion of the conception actual conception of what eventually became the FRS Federal Reserve System. Federal Reserve System. I don't feel it's any extradition to speak out about our secret expedition to Jersey Island as the occasion of the conception. As the occasion of the actual concept. Actual. Actual conception. Actual. Occasion. Actual. Which became the Federal Reserve. 我认为 I don't feel it's any 夸张之处 exaggeration 听一听 Hello, sir. Are you there?
Okay, I understand. Is there anything specific you'd like to discuss or ask me today?
Yeah, I will give you a sentence and can you read it for me?
Sure, I can do that. Please provide the sentence whenever you're ready. Okay, I've got it. The sentence is, I don't feel it is any exaggeration to speak of our secret expedition to JEKYLL Island as the occasion of the actual conception of what eventually became the Federal Reserve System. Do you have any other sentences you want me to read?
Can you repeat it?
No problem, I can repeat it. The sentence is, I don't feel it is any exaggeration to speak of our secret expedition to JEKYLL Island as the occasion of the actual conception of what eventually became the Federal Reserve System.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome, bye-bye. Okay, I've got it. The sentence is, I don't feel it is any exaggeration to speak of our secret expedition to JEKYLL Island as the occasion of the actual conception of what eventually became the Federal Reserve System. Do you have any other sentences you want me to read?
I don't feel it's any exaggeration to speak out of our secret expedition to JEKYLL Island as the occasion of the actual conception of what eventually became the Federal Reserve System. Yeah, I will give you a sentence and can you read it for me? Can you repeat it? Thank you. Bye bye. We were told to leave our last names behind us. We were told further that we should avoid dining together on the night of our departure. We were instructed to come one at a time and as obstructively as possible to railroad terminal on the New Jersey littoral of the Houston, where Senator Aldrich's private car would be in readiness attached to the rear end of the train for the south. Once boarding the private car, we began to observe the table that had been fixed on last names. We addressed one another as Ben, Paul, Nelson, Avi. It is Abraham, Private Andrew, Davidson, and I adopted even deeper disguise, disguise, 隐藏 abandon, abandon our first name on the theory that we were always right. It became Wernberg and I became Ovila. After those two aviation pioneers, the Wright brothers. The servants and the train crew may have known the identities of one or two of us, but they did not know all, and it was the names of all printed together that would have made our mysterious journey significant in Washington, in Wall Street, even in London. Discover we knew simply must not happen, or else all our time and effort would be wasted if it were to expose publicly that our particular group had got together and written a bank bill. That bill would have no chance whatever of passage by Congress. Okay, this one. Frank Vandely. The structure was pure cattell. The structure was pure cattell. Okay. Okay. The specific of bank failure, currency drains, a banker's utopia. The cartel adopts a name. The real daddy, Warmberg. The message was plain for those who understood. Okay. The table contents. Okay. The journey to death. The name of the game is Bullet. Protectors of the public. Home Sweet Loan. Mirror to the heart's design. Building the new world order. New world order. Okay. So the name of the game is Bailout. bailout, bailout,
bailout,
bailout, bailout, bailout, bay, bay, lot,一个 O 什么都没有。天哪，没有这个，一个 O 上面什么都没有。哦，这个 out, bailout, bailout. Okay. The name of the game is bailout. Okay. Oh, this is chapter 2. This is chapter 2. Okay, where's the table? Oh, this is chapter. No, this is the, how to say it? Book 1, section 1, section 1, chapter 1, chapter 2, section 1. Oh, 果然是 section 1. Oh, right. Okay, this is section 1. Section 1, the journey to JEKYLL. Oh. Oh, it's secret, very secret. Use something to disguise. Curate, at any rate, courage. 记不住 pledge 这个记住 pledge give us away elaborate disguise I don't feel it's any extra 承诺保证 pledge 是
pledge,
pledge
pledge,
pledge this one shoot pledge pledge okay pledge这个记住give us away won't give us away constitute classic conspiracy 这个记住 conspiracy constitute a classic process OK 这个记住 lumber 木头 lumber constitute a classic conspiracy OK that's all for today OK thank you bye bye